So this is Silver Age story time again, and this time we're going to be looking at Superman 123 from August 1958, story by Otto Binder and art by Dick Sprang. And we see here it's going to be a three-part novel, The Girl of Steel. Superman, this feat proves I've got superpowers equal to yours. Now tell me your secret identity and I'll tell you mine. We've had super women before, and I think Lois has gotten superpowers in the past, but this is the first appearance of Supergirl, although this is not going to be the Supergirl that will eventually become the de facto Supergirl. So we start off here. I'm not going to read through it all, but we have three chapters: The Girl of Steel, The Lost Superpowers, and Superman's Return to Krypton. And so Lois says, that meteor about to destroy Metropolis, Superman is using his super breath to blow it towards Supergirl so that she can melt it with her X-ray vision. What a super team they'll make. When she becomes his super bride. Okay, so we start off here. There's a storm, and Superman's rescuing people, and Lois Lane decides to parachute out in the storm, out of the flying newsroom, and her parachute doesn't open. So of course Superman comes along, rescues her, and it's a weird segue into this other section where Superman says there's an archaeologist trapped here, and so he burrows in. The archaeologist says, I'm all right. I was studying these Indian relics when the landslide trapped me. How can I reward you, Superman? And he says, well, just give Jimmy a souvenir after I return you to the city. Okay, so he gives Jimmy this. It seems really inappropriate, but he gives him an Indian relic. Here's your souvenir, Jimmy. This ancient totem inscription reads, once every century, magic totem grants 3 wishes when jewel is rubbed under full moon. Pure superstition, of course. And Jimmy says, oh, try it tonight. There's a full moon. So he decides that he wants a Supergirl for Superman with all of his powers. He rubs it. Apparently it is a full moon. And then he just goes to bed. And from out of the totem arrives Supergirl. So she's not real, but she appears to have emotions and everything. And so she appears to help Superman. And he says, oh my gosh, what made that terrific backwash of wind? I'll miss catching the falling plane. And then, whoa, Supergirl, am I dreaming? Nope, it's real. So she assists him in rescuing the plane, and kind of hooks her arms around his neck, and they fly along, and Lois sees and says, goodness, I think it did, Jimmy. Look. So he mentions about how he wished for a Supergirl. Yes, Jimmy, meet Supergirl. Holy cow. I say, she's a peach, eh? Guess I didn't do a bad job of wishing, Lois. So Lois is, of course, upset because all she could think about is marrying Superman. And now he has a super girl to hang out with. And she reads the inscription, which is translated. It says, to cancel wish made, rub the magic jewel again. So she tries it, but, well, no, actually, I guess she changes her mind. But Superman won't have me anyway. It would mean to take Supergirl away from him. She'll make Superman happy. Sob. Of course. So Superman and Supergirl are out there doing feats, rescuing people, super feats, and it keeps going wrong. She tries to blow out a fire, but ends up blowing a roof off of next door building. She tries to assist him in getting into this vault that where the teller has been locked, but instead, by combining their X-ray vision, it causes an explosion. He finally says, all right, let's just separate. We don't do too well together. And she's like, okay, good. And she sees this elevator, the cable has snapped, and so she goes down to rescue it, ends up literally bonking heads with Superman, who is trying to rescue the same group, and they do save them. Supergirl has all my superpowers, so why not let her handle things by herself? I'll get out of her way and carry on my work as Clark Kent. Now I'm being smart. I guess that's not that stupid. And so he's walking along, and then Supergirl, being a bit ignorant, says she sees that he's got the Superman S under his suit, and she says, "Oh, hello there, Superman." And Lois believes she's figured it out, that he is Superman, which she's correct, because she looked at him with an X-ray vision. So he kind of scolds her. So you see, Supergirl, you gave away my secret identity. Now will you keep away from me and let me go on patrol? So she's very sad. And Superman is trying to rescue a train later on. Looks like the washout. Okay. And these criminals up there see an opportunity to toss a piece of kryptonite down. And so he's weakened, but she flies along. She says, "My super breath blew the crook's plane down near the police. Now I'll remove the kryptonite, Superman. You see, not having been born on Krypton like you, I'm immune to the stuff. Thank heavens you can save me, Supergirl." Well, she apparently was lying. She is an exact duplicate, except a girl, and so the kryptonite is killing her. So she manages to stagger back to... So she was, when she held the kryptonite close, it became fatal. So it doesn't matter that she's away from the kryptonite, she's going to die. And so he uses the totem to wish her away. Very sad. "Farewell, Jimmy. I give my love to Superman." Sob. "Goodbye, Supergirl. We'll never forget you." So she's gone, and Lois gets a letter. It says, "My darling Lois, I've fallen madly in love with you, but I'm too timid to pop the question in person. Will you marry me, Clark Kent?" So she decides that since Superman would never propose to her, that Clark Kent cannot possibly be Superman, which is quite a leap for her. So I guess this letter has tricked her again. Now she once again doesn't believe that Clark Kent could be Superman. "It's sweet of you, Clark, but I could only marry you if you were really Superman." And so he says, "I figured she'd reject Clark, but what if she had accepted?" Whew. So this is the first part. What will Jimmy's second wish be? See Chapter 2 of The Thrilling Tale of the Three Magic Wishes. So even though Supergirl got on the cover, we're done with Supergirl. She will not appear again. So that's Superman 123 from August 1958. It is interesting that her hairdo here is completely different. It's almost like they're not coordinating the cover with the interior story. She looks more like, there was a character named Superwoman, and she looks more like that. Here she looks like the Supergirl that she will eventually become.